romantic.
Oh, so you want me to hold you like this?
Of course. Of course I do.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to Mother and Daughter Podcast. Today we're here with another busy woman motivation. So, the topic for this week is motivation to be romantic. So, we're getting ready for the month of love, which is February. So, in preparation for that, we have motivation to be romantic. Since we've been talking about motivation all month long, we want to motivate you to be romantic. Get you ready for Valentines.
Yeah.
So
Gear you up, women and men. Alrighty. So, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Seeing other couples being romantic. How does it make you want to be romantic with your mate?
Yeah. Seeing others should be a motivation. Like when you see other people, a lot of times, I'm not even going to say should. Most of the time, when you see other couples being romantic, it motivates you like, oh, look at that. See, we need to, it'll push you like, okay, we need to do that. Or maybe I should try this. Or when you see other couples that's been have couples that are just genuinely showing their love for each other. And it don't have to be, like I said, just doing the most. But just a man, whether he's opening the door for a woman or they're just holding hands, walking down the street, and they're just talking and enjoying each other, that can, push you like, man, I want to be romantic like that. Like, like I said, especially when they're not doing the most. Because you have couples that be doing the most, and it'd be like, okay,
you need to go to a round.
Yeah. And it's like, it's cringy. It's not even romantic. Right. It's cringy.
Yeah. That's me. Look, I ain't got authority. You have to help me. Because my husband be going to hold my hand sometime or, grab on me and I'm in the public and I be like, and he be like, yeah. He be like, I'm your husband, girl. I know, what? And so, I got to get out of that myself, too, and being more romantic.
Yeah, you do. Because like you said, I feel like when men do it, a lot of times they're doing it to, show their love for you. So, and I know, like, when my husband do it to me, I just grab his hand and we just be walking, or, I enjoy it because I think it make you feel special. Or for me, it make me feel like, make me feel special when he want to hold my hand and, just.
It does. I guess I'm in the old fashioned, got to come out of some of that old fashioned way where you feel like it's something wrong with it, but when it's your husband or your mate, it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and that is true. Mm-hmm. So let that be, when you see other couples, let that be a motivation. Like, you know what? Let's try that. If you, like she said, if you see somebody walking down the street holding hands, something simple like that, let it motivate you. Like, okay,
let me get a try.
Let me do that. Come on, let's hold each other's hands, because you got some men that feel weird doing that or showing affection in public, but you got to step out your comfort zone. Whether you're a man or a woman, you got to step out your comfort zone and be like, let's try it. Let's just give it a try. Let's hold hands. We're going to do this thing. And when you do it, you're going to feel good because you're going to want to try it again.
Now, even though, because my husband tried to hug me sometime, and it's like, I'm so short and he's taller than me, and it feels strange to me when I'm walking. And it's like I'm walking, a little awkward. But it's nice. But I just be feeling with me that's my only thing. But I do love to see when I see other couples hugging and grabbing hands. I do. It's like, man, that's nice.
Yeah. So, and I say do it.
Give it a try. Amen. Yeah. Me too.
So let that be your motivation when you see other couples. Let that motivate you. Don't get jealous, but instead motivate you to like, hey, let's try this. Yeah. If you need to talk to your mate, sometimes you got to talk to your mate and let them know, like, hey, I want to be more romantic. We don't do this or do that. Express to them. Sometimes a person don't know unless you express something. And I think that's something important to do, is express, that you want to be more romantic. And I feel like It'll help. And if they push you away, then that's something you need to really pray about, because it shouldn't be a thing of pushing away.
Yeah.
God made men and women to come together, and of course to be husband and wife, to be intimate.
Yeah.
And that consists of being intimate, being romantic. That's, a sense of intimacy. And I feel like if you have a man that don't want to do that, you need to really pray. Talk to God about it, because he's supposed to, as a man, he's supposed to love on his woman, and you as a wife, love on your man, and even if you are dating, that's something that it's a start. So when you get married, you know how to be romantic. So
it is. It's something wrong, because you don't want to be in a marriage or with someone that don't want to touch you. Like you don't want them,
that's
vice
so true.
versa. You don't. It's just strange, because you wonder, well, who is he touching, or who is she touching?
Yeah.
You don't want,
Or am I not good enough?
Am I not good enough? Yeah. So
it can bring in insecurities and stuff. So
and it just help enhance your relationship.
It does. It really does.
Mm.
So let's talk about it. Number 2, feeling distant from your significant other. That should be a motivation. When you feel distant from your significant other, like that should make you like, you know what, we got to come together. We got to, because sometimes you can go, especially once you get married, you can like go a while without touching or talking or, being romantic with each other, till it's like a regular thing and you don't think about it. And you feel that distant, and when you feel it or when you see it, that's when you need to begin to say, you know what, I need to change this. Let me talk to my mate. We need to figure out a way, because I'm pretty sure if you feel it, they feel it too. They may not have came to you yet, or it may not even come to you, but if you do it. Just step out and say, you know what, I feel distance. I feel like we have not done this, or we haven't even went on a date. We haven't told each other I love you. Simple things like that. I love you. That's a simple way to be romantic. I know with me, I I always, when we're in the room, I just like yell my husband's name, and then he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, I love you. And he'll just start laughing, and he'll just look at me, and he'd be like, I love you too. And then he'll just smile. And it's like, it's just fun for me, because it's like, I just like doing it. I like letting him know. Or he'll randomly do that to me too. He'll call my name and he'll say, I love you. Or, we'll do it back and forth. And I feel like that's ways to keep that romance, in the air.
It is. Because a lot of times with that distance, especially when you become married, a lot of times you feel so comfortable that I ain't got to do this no more. But you did it when you was dating, because when you was dating, every time you seen that man or you seen that woman, you wanted to grab on him and show him some type of love.
Show
or
you wanted to tell him you love him.
Yeah, you did. You wanted to tell him you love him. Or when you get on that phone, you couldn't wait to get that phone call. Ooh, I can't wait to get that phone. And then when you get married, a lot of times we take that for granted. Oh, he always be here. Or she always be here. I ain't got to tell. She know I love her. He know I love. No, sometimes you just need to hear, I love you. Sometimes you need to just get a hug sometimes, because sometimes my husband, he'll come in the kitchen if I'm cooking, and he'll come and hug and grab me, and I look at him and he's like, what you looking at me for? And I'm just like, okay. And then sometimes that's what I do. I go and I pop him on the butt sometimes. He'll pop me on the butt. But that's just our and it's nothing wrong with that. You can do that to show. That's another way of showing your love.
Yeah, because that's funny you said that, because when my husband do that, a lot of times like he'll come and hug me when I'm doing stuff, and I'm like, what you doing? And he'll be like, I can't show you love. And I'm like, yeah, you can show me love. So I just be smiling. And me, I'm so awkward. Like I just smile, or I just like cover my face and start laughing. But I do enjoy it. It's just so funny to see him randomly, do it. But I enjoy it every time. And like she said, me, I'm good for doing that. And smack him on the butt or something. He get mad and he be like, don't be doing that. But I think he done got used to it now, to like, you don't try to fight it. It's like, just deal with it. Yeah. So. But like she said, that's your way of showing, your love, being romantic.
Yeah.
That keeps the love in the air, because you do you do get comfortable and you do kind of forget. I was listening to somebody and they were talking about even just like a good morning text. And it made me kind of think too, like, because that's something a lot of, I feel like people don't do once you get married, you kind of start forgetting. And it's something that, because me and my husband, we used to do it all the time, like in our dating days. And then once we got married early in marriage, we did. And then it was a while where we would, forget. I wouldn't, text in. And then, like, just recently, we started back doing it again, texting each other and, telling each other we love each other, like when he's going to work and stuff. And we'll just text and say, hey, or he'll randomly text me in the morning and say, hey, I pray you have a blessed day, or enjoy your day, or I hope your day is lovely. Things like that. And it makes you feel good, especially when it comes from the man. It's like, oh, that's so sweet. And I was listening to a lady because she was saying men don't really do that. And you have ones that's like, they feel weird or they don't feel masculine when they do it. That is right there. When you make that effort, even just as a man making that effort to do that, it makes you feel special. It makes you feel like, oh my gosh, he really cared about me. And that's something that, that brings romance in the relationship when you're doing simple things like that. Texting and saying, hey, I hope you have a blessed day. Or I hope you just have the best day at work. I hope it's peaceful. Just simple words like that can comfort a man. Even just as a woman sending that, it can comfort a man and make him feel good. That, oh my gosh, she thinking about me, because I know for me, like I say stuff like that to my husband with a quickness, or even I let him know, hey, I was praying for you to have a safe trip to work, or I just say different things to make him feel good. So whatever's stressing him at work, I'm calming that, I'm helping calm that thing down,
And that's true, because I remember when my husband used to send me little emojis. He would send a little emoji saying how much he loved me, and then I would be like, and I would send him emoji back. And then when he first started doing it, it was like, oh, wow, he's sending me something like this. And it felt good, like, especially like when he's at work and knowing that I'm on his mind. Because sometimes he gets so busy and he don't have time to call me. But when he was sending the little notes or the little emoji, that was like, okay. And I was sending them emoji. So that's showing, that significant one, that you do care, you do love them, and you are concerned about them, and they're thinking about you. So
and it keeps the romance fresh.
It does. It keeps the romance. It does. It keeps it fresh.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good thing. So
it is.
Definitely. Like when you feel that distance, make sure you capitalize on that distance. And say, hey, we've been distant. Come on, let's figure out something. We've been distant. Let me text you real quick. Or, whatever it is, find a way to bring that, close it in. Don't let that distance just get further and further apart.
No.
But instead, close it in,
Yeah, do something with each other. If it ain't nothing but laughing, watching a movie. Yeah. And at home together. Hey, come on, honey. Because that's why, even with me and my husband, just recently, actually, we didn't start, because I get so busy and I don't get a chance to sit down. And he like, you don't do anything. We don't even watch a movie. And he said that to me about watching a movie with him. You be so busy, you don't even get a chance. And I was like, okay. So now I try to make my time to watch a movie with him. So what I did, though, I got him to watch something I like. Because a lot of times some of the stuff he be watching and be like, so boring to me sometimes. And I have to force myself to sit up there just to be and act like I really do like this. So this time what I did, I got something that I like. And end up, he like it more than me. Wow. Yeah, he like it more than me. And I was like...
That's how it happened, though. It's funny. No, you finish.
And because it is funny, because it's like, he beat me to the TV. We're supposed to be watching.
And that is funny, because that's what happens. Couples, like, you'll like something, and then they'll end up liking it, too. Or, you know, because I feel like that's what happened for my husband. He was into anime. And I was like, I wouldn't watch no anime, just all against it. Mm-hmm. And once he got me to watch one, it was like years back, and he got me to watch that one, his favorite one that he liked to watch. And I started watching it, and I was like, And I'm like, okay. So I would start watching it too. Every time I'd be, you watched it without me, didn't you? Yeah. And I would get mad. And so I started really, and then he would, like, recently, I now be picking ones, and like, come on, let's watch this one. Because he like watching animes with like all the action and stuff. And so I started getting him into ones that's more romantic or more funny, and now he watched those with me. So it's like he done got me into anime, and now I got him into different kinds of animes. And it's like, it's a joy, like you said, how, things that you like can start
putting you together.
Yeah, even more.
Distance.
Yeah. And it really does, because it makes you even more like, oh, we like this. Let's go watch that. Let's go. And it brings that, like she said, that romance more together. Another thing for us, I know I like, we like gaming. We like playing video games.
Yeah,
and we play some games for hours. Be playing on whether on our phone, we'll play a game called PUBG. We be on there just going. Or even on our Xbox, we'll play games, but we love, that's something that connects us. What is that thing that connects you,
And that's true. Now, when she said games, because me and my husband bought me a Pac-Man game because I love Pac-Man. And so he bought me a Pac-Man game for Christmas. And so now he be jumping, I done beat your score. Okay. Because we competing with it. I said, okay, I'm going to get your score and I'm going to beat your score. You're going to look up and your score going to be gone. So it brought us together, though, even more just by coming together, playing a game together. And like she said, it little simple things like that can bring you together.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Romance books.
Ooh.
How many like to read romance books? Romantic. I used to. I don't read them now, but I used to read them all the time. I didn't read them with him though, but
but I used to, like she said, now when I was a teenager, she would take me to the library. And I would get books. I would be loaded up on different kinds of books, and I would read them things and read. I used to love it, and I would read romance books. That was like my favorite thing, because it was like, and those stories would just get me. And then I love watching romance movies and stuff. And I think those are things that kind of help me even more. Like, ooh, okay, and I feel like when you read those romance books, it helps you even more, give you ideas on how to be romantic. And too, when you read, because I had a book, it was called, I think it's called The Beautiful Wife. It's a Christian book, but it's a romance book about, being that wife to help romance your husband, to help influence your husband in positive ways. And then it was another book, actually, too, me and my husband got. It's called Romancing Your Mate. And that's a Christian book, too, that we got. And we started reading it together. And it started helping us even more understand each other in a spiritual way. We began to really understand each other. We began to understand how to talk to each other, how to comfort each other. Just different ways to really romance each other, but in a godly way. And it helped draw us even more closer together.
It does. Because I have read romantic Christian books, but I didn't read it with him. Yeah. Where I read it by myself, and it does cause you to think and be like, oh, let me do this here. Let me try this here. Let me change something to help. Yeah. Push my husband to another, or push myself to another level, and being that woman that I need to be romantically with my husband. Amen.
And that's so true. It does. So get you some romance books. If you got to read them by yourself, or even get one, like we said, one together. They have Christian romance books. They have secular romance books. They have romance books everywhere. Whether it's a story like a novel type, or they just have ones where it's just teaching you how to be romantic. Because that's the kind that we had. It was one that was just teaching us as husband and wife how to be romantic, how to come together and love on each other. And
let me tell you, the best one that you could get, the Bible. Yeah. Read on Solomon.
Yeah. Songs of Solomon.
Songs of Solomon. Thank you. Songs of Solomon. Oh my gosh, I never forget when I started reading that. Oh my gosh. It just takes you into, I want this. Oh, I need to do this. And read the Songs of Solomon. I'm telling you, it will help you out 100%.
It will.
Yeah.
It really will. And it helps you understand in a natural way, in a spiritual way.
It does.
It really helps you understand what true love really is. What true love really is.
Yeah.
And it is. It's good. Because she had me to read it when, when I was younger. I liked it a lot back when I was dating and stuff. And I liked it a lot. I really did. So honestly, books, and like she said, Bible #1. That's #1.
Yeah.
And then finding other, whether it's Christian romance books. I feel like Christian romance books really
helps
because it has the spiritual part as well.
Yeah.
So, let God lead you to the right romance book that will help you and your mate come together even more. You can be, and even if you're dating, you can start now before you get married. Start now. That's what I did. I read books before I got married, and guess what? It prepared me for being married.
Yeah.
So, ain't nothing wrong with it.
And that's true. All right.
But last but not least, special date night. Let's talk about it. Special date nights. Set up a special date night. I think that's important. That is important. Setting up a special date night, especially if you ain't went on a date in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to set it up.
It is. And I'm telling you, it's so wonderful when you do it. Honestly, me and my husband, because he's busy working, and then with me, with working with my son, my handicapped son, it was where when he would ask me to do stuff, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. And I kept, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. And finally, when our anniversary came around, he was like, we're going out to eat. And that particular day, he didn't even know. I really didn't even feel like it. I was just like, all I want to do is just relax. But when we went out, and we went out to dinner, oh my goodness, it was so nice. It was like, we haven't did this in years, being together out on a date. I didn't want to come back home. I was having some, which we didn't anyway. God worked that out. But it was really fun to have a date night with my husband alone with nobody. Because a lot of times we take our older children, we take grandbabies, we got my handicapped son, we have somebody is always with us a lot of times when we're going out and we eating, or a family member, sister and her husband, and we doing, but to be out alone by ourselves, to be able to just conversate and just, even if we don't say anything, just there, just me and him, it really did feel good. So a date night, it is wonderful to have with your mate.
I definitely agree. I feel like that's something that it does. It makes that it causes that romance to come even more. It lights a fire. It really lights a fire. It's like when me and my husband had went on a date night, and actually it was the Lord had placed it on me to set it up, and I had set up the date night. And we had went, and I asked my mom to watch the kids and stuff, and we went, and I had surprised them. And like she said, because we have 5 children, so it's like a lot of times we are always taking them with us, going somewhere, like, oh, we can take them with us, we go eat with us, they can, and it was like this time, and we still end up taking one. We had the little one, but he was small at the time. Well, he's still small, but he's a baby, so it was an exception. So we took him, but
he's a milk baby.
But we took him, we enjoyed it, we had a good time, and he was surprised we went somewhere different. And he ended up really enjoying himself. We was able to just talk and just have a good time. And like she said, it helps really light that fire again. It really makes you like, oh, we got to do this again. We got to, because you do get busy, whether, like she said, whether you have other people with you, or you grown, you have adult children that you have to work with, or young children, whatever the case, your life get busy, and sometimes you don't have the time, but you got to make that time for your mate. You got to make that time, because that helps keep you guys closer. It really helps keep you closer. Even if you're dating, that is something that really helps keep you closer, and it sets the mood for when you get married. It really sets the mood for when you get married. So I really say setting dates for special date nights, that's very important.
It is. Because her husband, I like what he did. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to do this maybe for my husband, or talk him so he can do for me. Her husband, I really did. He, it was her birthday, and she was asleep, and he whispered and told me the day before, I'm going to go, I'm going to get Sierra this here, and I'm going to take her out to, we're going to get up early in the morning and I'm going to take her to the beach and we just going to lay out. And he just laid it out what he was going to do. Have the music, have the food, have the little pad they sit on and just lay it out. And I was like, I got jealous. I was like, well, look at him. I was like, oh my goodness. But it was so nice to see how he wanted to just be romantic with her on her birthday early in the morning.
It did. It was a nice little breakfast too. It was nice. It was
early. And that was nice. And that's what little things like that, that's a date. Even it's in the morning, that's a date with your mate.
It is.
And that was really wonderful what he had did for her. I was like, man, that's nice.
It was. He made me feel special. It was like, oh, it was nice. I really enjoyed it. It was the first time, especially like you said, doing something like that. I wasn't, because he was like, I ain't telling you where I'm taking you. And I'm like, where are we going? What are you doing? You know, over here getting stuff and doing all this. And he because I asked him how to dress. And he, wear this, put on this. Don't wear this, don't wear it. And I'm like, what? Where are we going? What is this boy doing? What is he up to? You know? And when we got there, it was like, oh, this is nice. And it was really nice, especially like she said, it was early, wasn't nobody there. It was nice. We was right by the water. It was really fun, just enjoying the scenery. It was nice. I really enjoyed it. And it's like, it does. Stuff like that, just taking that initiative, it brings the romance. It really brings the romance. As a man doing it for his woman or a woman doing it for the man, both of y'all, bring in the romance. Don't feel like, oh, he the man, he's supposed to. No, both of you. Both of you. It's important because even just as a man, when he's doing it all the time, it can make him feel unloved. It can make him feel like, am I important to her? Do she care? You know, men want to feel loved too.
Yeah, they do.
So be romantic with your man, you know.
So that's why we was talking about this, because February is coming up. And we know what February is. So February is coming up. You got some ideas to think about and to do to help that romance kick in. Come on, kick it on in. You want that mate to see you more and pay attention to you more? Both, men or a woman. Do it. Step out there. Amen.
So that is it for today's podcast. Hope you have enjoyed it. I hope we have motivated you this month. You busy women out there, I hope you've been motivated by this podcast for this month. Because next month, we talking about love.
This was just the beginning. So,
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty now.
Peace out.
Bye.